restraint Russian practicing what was taught the recommended way for human. So I hope it won't be that situation. It's not easy, but we'll try.
Yeah, thank you, Amanda. And Sarah, you started this conversation yesterday. You said, on to trainings before and aren't necessarily putting all of those great learnings into practice.
Right.
And Amanda, you had said we have to be very deliberate about taking things that we learn and consciously, intentionally using them, applying them. And we talked a little bit about making it a small chunks, right? We can't do everything. So the expectation is that you don't take all of the conversations we've had and on Monday next week, you're full on with all of that. That will not happen. I wouldn't want you to set yourself up for that kind of an expectation because it will likely not work. What you could do is you could look at all of the things that you learn and choose one thing and say, that thing to me really stood out. We've heard a couple of things already. That really stood out for me. How will I apply that? And at the end of the week, you're going to be asked to put together an action plan. So one of the things that you'll be working with Gaurav and Kinghua over the next couple of days. Kinghua will be with you tomorrow working on KPIs, workforce management, and then Gaurav is coming in on Thursday and Friday to take you through the Kaizen event. So throughout all of those things, there's going to be other learnings that you have, and a whole week of training, we're going to want you to pick a specific action plan for the end of that week.
Like for me, it would also be nice if we kept in contact with each other and used each other as a support network and see how we're going with it as well.
And you're all on that Yammer group that was built for Lead 2020. Terrific. Okay, great. What else? Anything else?
I like the part about the self-regulation. Personally, I find that this is very important, especially in our current environment where we are under so much pressure from the clients as internal as well. So it will definitely help to do a self-regulations to smooth out the pressure and just zen about it.
Yeah, and all of you are going to have to find ways to create some space because the change and the pressure, I don't think it's going to get let off. You're going to have to let it off, right? Sarah, you're going to have to go in order to let some of that pressure go. And so each of you is going to have to find a way to find some of that space. For example, put aside a 3-hour chunk in your calendar once a week. Now, if somebody sent you an invitation for a conference call or a meeting, you would take it, put one in there for yourself, and give yourself 2 to 3 hours of just space to think, to regenerate, to revitalize, because no one's going to know that time isn't valuable contributing time. And if it's giving back to you, you're putting your own oxygen mask on first. Yes? So, thank you. I'm glad that resonated with you because I've seen you working pretty constantly since you got here. All right, well, I want to show you all a quick video. We ended yesterday talking about optimism, and I found this video and I just thought it was perfect. Now I'm going to tell you that we played with it a bit this morning, and the Wi-Fi is overloaded in the hotel, so we'll hope that it works. everybody out on the floor, they find out that the implementation didn't work and they go, yes, we get to try again! Woohoo! So the idea here is that we all have it in us to be like this little guy who's really excited about being an amazing baseball hitter, and when he finds out he's not that good at that, he immediately just moves on and says, well, clearly I'm going to be great at something else. And it's that two truths that we talked about. This is here and so is that, and why don't we point our focus in the direction of the things that motivate and inspire versus the things that pull us down. So with that, I want to have everybody stand up. And I want you to find a partner, and someone you didn't talk to yesterday, someone you don't work with on a regular basis, and you're going to sit down together and you're going to have this conversation. What's the number one people challenge you're having that you'd like to solve? So if I was working with you, I would share with you my people issue, and then I'd say to you what I've done so far is, here's some of the things I've been thinking, here's some of the things that I've tried. And then I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to ask you to help me think through it. I want your perspective on it, Arva, and so you would say, well, here's what I would do, or here's what I have done with a similar situation. So you're starting off by sharing your issue, talking about what you've done so far, and then you're asking the other person to give you some of their experience. Yes? Sound good? All right. Find someone